What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So the trailers just keep coming. We have a laundry list of trailers that we're going to be reviewing and uploading over the course of the next couple of days just to get caught up again on all the trailer releases. I'm looking over at my list of what's recently dropped, and there are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 more trailers. And on top of this one would be 11. We already did one earlier, which was 12. There's just so many trailers coming out, which I think I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. It just shows you how many more horror films, psychological thrillers, things of that nature are coming out, whether it's this year, early next year. I think in a few cases we have a few, they're coming soon, so we don't know exactly when they're coming out, but the fact that we're getting the trailers so we can anticipate what to expect, I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing for the genre. It's not solely just focusing on these big blockbuster studio-funded sequels. Nothing against those, but sometimes I do like to get a breath of fresh air on seeing new things, new ideas. So we have a ton of trailers that we're going to be reviewing again over the next couple of days. And for this video, we're taking a look at Witchboard trailer, Conjures, a vengeful occult nightmare in remake from Chuck Russell. So this one dropped a couple days ago. Like I said, we are getting caught up on all the trailers that have dropped over the last probably 2 or 3 days, plus some that have dropped today, the date of this video going up. So bear with me as we get through all these. So let's jump into the article details like we always do, and then we'll jump over to the trailer. I think the timestamp for this one was roughly, I think, like 2 minutes and 3 seconds, somewhere around there. I think that's what the timestamp was when I looked at it. Haven't watched it though, but you guys know I always go and check the timestamps to see is it truly a trailer or more of a teaser trailer, because I know sometimes people will use those terms interchangeable. I've done it mistakenly, because a teaser normally is anywhere between 30, my experience, 30 to about a minute 5 seconds, but a trailer is usually 2 minutes and beyond. So all right, so let's jump into it. The Blob and A Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors director Chuck Russell is back this year with Witchboard, a remake of Kevin S. Tenney's same title movie from 1986. The brand new trailer has arrived today to conjure up bad magic. Look for Witchboard to release on August 15, 2025. The new film is set in present-day New Orleans and centers on a cursed artifact unleashes a vengeful witch, drawing a couple into a deadly spiral of possession, temptation, and occult terror. We have casting here. We're not reading all the names off. We never do. We're not going to do that anymore. The remake's cast also includes Jamie Campbell-Bower from Stranger Things. Chuck Russell told Blade discussing last year, quote, "I wanted to get back to the horror genre. I've been keeping an eye out for that over the course of my career and wanted to do something even scarier and more imaginative. I wanted to top my other 2 horror films. I put everything I hadn't tried into this film. I hope that fans of my work will recognize my touch. But we have dreams, we have deadly hallucinations, we have body swaps, we have literal time travel." Okay, you got me there, because anyone that knows my when it comes to films, my favorite things in films, everyone knows obviously time period piece films, obviously the horror genre. And even in horror genre, it's the religious horror. I don't know why, folklore or folk horror. But overall, when I think about outside of these genres of horror, time travel is by far one of my favorite when it comes to films. And the reason for that is because I find myself, I'll watch a film that's time travel, or to do with time travel. For the first time I'm watching it, I'll watch it for the enjoyment of watching the film. But then the second time and any other time after I watch that film again, I sit there and pick apart why things may not make sense. And prime example would be like the Back to the Future series, especially every single one of them, especially even part 1. A lot of what happens, and even more so in part 2, nothing that happens would truly happen based on how the story is laid out of them time traveling. None of it would have taken place. Biff, especially in the second film, Biff never would have gotten the almanac. Biff never would have made the bet that he made to become rich. I mean, I could do a whole probably hour video breaking down Back to the Future, and who knows? I might decide to do that one on one of our because I want to do a couple themed videos for every day of the week, and we might just do something like that, like a whatever Wednesday type thing. or whatever happens Wednesday, and just do something outside of horror. But time travel, I love. So you already got me for this film if you're introduced time travel, because I love to pick those things apart. It's fun in regard, but number one is to scare the hell out of people, and I think we've done that too. Russell continued in our chat from last summer. The brand new trailer and key art below indicate vastly different experience from the 1986 cult horror film. Eisman stars as Emily, who, along with her fiance and a group of their friends, open an organic cafe refurbishing an old carriage house in New Orleans, French Quarter. But a darkness descends over Emily when she discovers an ancient pendulum board once used to summon spirits. It's safe to say that Emily's soul may be at risk. All right, so it's gonna be rated R with the trailer here. So let's see. They mentioned a poster or something? So okay, we do have a poster. This is a pretty standard poster that you would see. All the names at the top, image in the middle, and then all the nonsense at the bottom. You all know how I feel about this. Literally get rid of everything except for the title of the film. Eat all the names at the top, get rid of all this stuff at the bottom, just have Witchboard, and that's all you need. Otherwise, I think this is a pretty good looking poster. So yeah, let's jump into let's get back to the top, as we always do. All right, so let's jump into this trailer and see what it's about.
Clear your mind and focus on the pendulum. There are powerful forces at play. We must journey back. Back to she who carved this board. To stir its dark magic.
Pendulum board. They were used to contact spirits. This could easily be over 100 years old.
You think it's worth anything?
Tell me about the board.
Just feels like bad juju to me.
You know so little, yet here you are. And I know so much.
Christian?
Where's Emily?
There is such a thing as destiny, and hers is not with you.
If you liked that, then you'll love this.
So yeah, I'll say that last bit of that trailer, the human hand with the maggots crawling over it on the dinner plate with the corn, tomatoes, and potatoes underneath. Yeah, that's an appetite killer right there. That was pretty bad. This looks pretty. It looks pretty good. I'm not gonna say this looks like a banger of a film. Doesn't look like a horrible film. But I think it's gonna be a slow burn film. I see a lot of this being a slow burn film. Probably I think the first 30 to 40 minutes is gonna feel slow, and then they'll start to pick it up for that last half of the film. I did like how the scene when she's in the bed and the arms all start to pop up out of the mattress. I assume are to either pull her down or wake her up, depending upon what's happening there. And we also see not a similar scene, but we see another scene like in the shower where she gets pulled down into like the tub, so to speak. Other than that, towards the last half of this trailer, probably the last third of the trailer, I'll put it that way, we then start to see a lot more demonic entities. Like we see a demon coming up very briefly. We see someone that I don't know again if it's a different sequence, but she is possessed because her eyes go completely white. Just looking over my notes, we do see again what appears to be a demon, because it had wings, it had like a demon-like face to it, or their interpretation of a demon. and then that's when we quickly then moved into like that restaurant dinner scene where we saw the hand. I do hope, but just based on what we saw with that hand, I do hope this does get a bit gorier, where it's not just mostly witchcraft and demons and things of that nature. Again, with this being a remake reboot, not sure how closely it's going to tie back into the original film. I mean, how much inspiration, things might stay the same, just kind of told in a more modern way, or if they're going to kind of go a different route. So I'll be interested to do that comparison once this film comes out. And let's go back in this film, going back to the article just to make sure we have a date. So August 15th. So we have a ways to go. We have a little shy of 2 months, under 2 months before this film comes out. It doesn't say how it's coming out. It doesn't say if it's going to be theater only or if it's going to be limited theatrical run, and then digital VOD. So we'll keep an eye out for this one. Like I said, I'm interested in seeing this one, but I'm not excited about this one. I will look to see again what the comparison will be to the original, because I mean, I know the original is beloved by many. It's one of those occult films that, from the 80s. I mean, we saw a lot. I mean, the 80s was known for a lot of horror films. So it's gonna be one of those ones that if you grew up in that time period, that time frame, and you would have saw the original film, you probably have a love for it. And knowing that they're doing a reboot remake, I always wonder again how much inspiration, or they just really keep in the name and cherry picking a few things, and then the rest of it is just all completely new. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the upcoming film, reboot, remake, again, whatever term you want to throw at it, for Witchboard coming. They're calling it a remake. That's what the article calls it. I think sometimes you might use those terms interchangeable. But again, coming from Chuck Russell, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Also, if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.